Everyone, welcome back to my podcast. So this week's topic is, are you being manipulated?
Welcome to the Light, Hope, and Healing podcast, where we discuss why you have stress, anxiety, pain, illness, and how to heal from it. I am your host, Tracy Gohrick. My background is a healing coach, energy healer, spiritual mentor, intuitive, and channel.
Everyone, welcome back to my podcast. So this week's topic is, are you being manipulated? So I want you to think about it, and I want you to think about situations, because more and more this has been coming up for me about being manipulated. And a simple way that I was thinking of that we're manipulated, and it's not good, is say you're in a friend group, right? And there's a bunch of you, there's like 5 of you that are friends. Well, there's one person in the group that somebody doesn't like. And so that person then tells you all these negative things about that person, but you like this person, but now they're telling you these negative things about that person, and then you don't like that person. That's being manipulated to not like them. Now, that person has her reasons for not liking them, right? But you need to make your own decision for yourself about that person. Now, maybe you won't like them down the road, or they're going to do something that's going to hurt you. But the point is, they could have just had a clash. And because you're listening to this person and what they think about the other person, then you're deciding that you don't like them either, without making your own decision or through your own experience with them. You're going through somebody else. And I've seen this in my life a lot. And I've recently looked back on that. As I've been on my healing journey, more and more things are becoming apparent and obvious to me. That growing up, I was told, like, well, this person isn't very good and they're not nice. And not saying you don't like them, because they don't say that, but they say negative things about them. And then I went the opinion and started feeling the same way, and then started being frustrated and angry with different people, right? And recently, like I said, I've looked back on that, and I needed to form my own opinion, which sometimes maybe I wouldn't have liked them, but other times maybe I would have. And that's not even like where I'm at either, now that I'm saying this out loud. I'm not to that point where I would dislike somebody. It might be somebody that I don't want to be around, but I'm not going to dislike them, because that's not a healthy way to be either. Because people all come from different circumstances and backgrounds that have them act the way they do, right? So, like I said, it wouldn't be that I dislike them anymore. I just might not be around them because it's difficult for me to be around them, energy wise, and maybe in conversation wise, just whatever that is. So, the point is of this, though, you don't want to let others determine the way you're thinking about things. And it's funny how this topic came up, because it wasn't really about people, but it was about the Dancing with the Stars. I was watching that recently, and this will come out probably way after this is over, because it's been a while since it's been on now. But I was watching Dancing with the Stars, and one of the dancers, I think it was the Bachelorette, she had a really good dance. And I was like, oh yeah, that's good. And so the judges came to judging it, and one of the judges basically said it wasn't that good of a dance, and they were disappointed or whatever. And I remember thinking, oh, well, yeah, it wasn't a good dance. And then I went back and watched it again, and I was like, no, that was a good dance. So the point is, I was manipulated because somebody had said something, right? So I think all of us do it on some level. We just listen, because if we're close to somebody, or we trust somebody, or they're our friends, we kind of trust what they say about other people, when we need to come to our own conclusions and our own decisions. Because, for example, your friend who might not like this other friend of yours is telling you stuff from her trauma, right? Not your trauma. So there's something in her past that might be conflicting with that other person, right? Where it might not happen to you. So it's really important to start listening to yourself and don't listen and make opinions by what others are saying. You need to figure it out for yourself. And then the bottom line is you decide for yourself. And it's not about like that's a bad person, but it's about like, well, I can't be around that anymore, right? Pay attention to how you feel. Go with how you feel immediately. See, we've been trained and trust trained, basically manipulated into not trusting ourselves across the board. We have been trained not to trust ourselves. We need to go back to trusting ourselves and trusting our thoughts and trusting what we think, right? I catch myself all the time, like somebody tell me, well, they're a bad person. I'll be like, oh, well, maybe I was wrong, right? So go back or learn to trust yourself again. Learn to trust what you think and what you feel. It's hard to do because we have been, I'm going to say, trained to not trust ourselves. So we doubt ourselves so much. We doubt ourselves in making decisions. We doubt ourselves in who we hang out with. But learn to trust yourself and learn to trust your instinct. So this just popped in my head. So what if, and I've been out of the dating game for a long time, and I know there's women who get into patterns where they start dating all the, the wrong guys and they keep getting the wrong guy. If that's the case, you want to look at that, right? Most of the time you go down the road, you will see pretty quickly that that's something that maybe isn't for you or what you should do. There's red flags right away. But you're in this fantasy and you really like this person that you're negating or ignoring those facts. That's another way of we're not trusting ourselves, right? So when you see those red flags, pay attention to them. That could be with a relationship or even just a girlfriend that's your friend or a boyfriend that's your friend. Either way, learn to trust yourself and not listen to those on the outside of you to give you those opinions, right? Get back to trusting yourself, but start paying attention when you keep reoccurring patterns, maybe of dating the wrong person, to see what's really going on there and look and see if there was some red flags that you should have paid attention to early on, right? But get back into paying attention to yourself because we are being manipulated. We're being manipulated. Like I was listening to the judges on that. And I was like, well, but they know what they're saying. Well, do they though? Do they? Because I noticed sometimes in this season that I was like, oh, that's interesting the way you scored them. Anyway, get strong within yourself and learn to trust yourself and listen to yourself and block out all the others' opinions that are around you to get your own decisions, okay? It's really important for your healing journey because it'll take you, again, when you're pulling yourself out of trusting yourself, it lowers your vibration. And when you lower your vibration, there's so many other things that can happen to you. So start trusting yourself. Learn to pay attention to yourself, right? Get back into that intuition and trusting it. And once you do that, your life will be easier to flow through because you can flow through life trusting your own instinct and intuition, right? I want to share with you the sponsor of this video. It is the X39 Lifewave patches. These are amazing. And I want you to know I don't share anything or recommend anything unless I use it for myself and I totally love it. Okay, I don't do any of that. These I love. My mother, my husband, and I have all been on them since August. And immediately what I noticed was much more energy in myself. I had much more energy to get things done and just felt a lot of energy during the day. And I didn't get tired in the afternoon like I would sometimes. And I also noticed in myself that I had a mole up here and it just disappeared, right? And I had a few more like later that happened too. And then I noticed that I had had a cut on my hand and it healed really quickly. Okay. And then so with my mother, she is almost 80 and she would get tired in the late afternoon and take naps usually around 2, 3, or 4, right? And once she got on these patches, she no longer needed the nap. She wasn't taking naps anymore. She was had more energy herself and was more well rested. And then finally with my husband, and these are just a few of the results, okay? Finally with my husband, he had a lot more energy. He's been retired and he kind of got in a slump and he had a lot of energy once he got on these patches. A couple of days after getting on the patches, he pulled his shoulder out of his socket, which he's done before. He popped it back in anyway, and it bruised horribly. He couldn't lift his arm up. He hurt it pretty bad. It's something he does a lot. And the next day, he was able to lift it halfway up. And then the day after that, he was able to lift it all the way up again, which that's never happened when he's dislocated his shoulder. And there was tons of bruising all the way down his shoulder, and that cleared up, and it was much lighter like the second day, and it cleared up much quicker, and he just healed so much faster after being on these patches. So here's what they look like. And you just take it off and you put it on. Well, this is one place you put it, is the back of the neck, and I hope this is going to show up in the video right there. Back of the neck is where I put mine. And you can put it on your stomach, and there's many other places you can put it, but there is information in the description below on these patches. They are amazing, and I want to just give you what it says on the website about it, just so you have an idea of how it works and why it works. The technology of the X39 patches is phototherapy. It gently stimulates the skin with light, which stimulates the natural flow of energy in the body, which improves the health in the body. So like I said, we've had amazing results. I love them. My mom loves them. My husband loves them. I have quite a few other people on them, and they've all had amazing results. It's helped improve their health and helps them recover quicker. So if you have any questions or interested in them, go ahead and reach out to me. All the information to contact me is below. There is also a Start X39 website. You can go check it out. Or if you just want to order it, there's a link to order it in the description below. But check them out. I have been so happy on these patches. In the description below, there's a free healing meditation. There's many ways to work with me, and all of that is in the description below. Just click on the links. If you have any topics you would like me to discuss or talk about, let me know. There's my emails in the description below also. And like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Now go do something you love. Every day do something you love. Whether it's sing, dance, run around the yard, do something that you love, something that lifts you up every day. And then do at least one self-care every day. Drink tea, Epsom salt bath, pray, meditate. Whatever it is for you, do at least one every day. And then look for the good in everything. Look for the good in everything and in everyone. And when you see something in someone that stands out to you, say it to them. And finally, write 10 things you're grateful for. Do these things, and I promise you're going to see a difference in your life. That's what I've got for today. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.